So, I heard this joke today, so I'm gonna try it out on you guys.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, so dude calls home. He's a traveling businessman, and he calls home, and he talks to his son, and his son says, "Well, the cat died, got killed." And he goes, "Did you tell the family?" And he goes, "No." Well, don't tell them like that, you know. Try to ease them into it. Like, first tell them, like, the cat was on the roof, and then, like, a little bit later, tell them, like, yeah, the cat fell off the roof, and now the cat's dead. Okay? So he does that. And then the next time he calls, he goes, "How's everything going?" And the kid says, "Grandma's on the roof."
Well, I was looking forward to say, well, that joke fell flat. But
Did we get that? That's
Intermission.
that could potentially be the intro.
Stay out late to gastrate and hang out with our friends. We'll share a few good microbrews, the good times never end. From seaside to the mountains, we'll travel many lands. Eateth of their pub cuisine and hear their local bands. We'll drink it from a bottle in a can or what's on tap. We'll rate each brew as we do with fairness and a map. Spirits are up, we'll fill our cup, the wind is in our sails. We'll drunkenly mix metaphors and travel hoppy trails.
Welcome back to Hoppy Trails, a show where we don't just stick around our backyard. Sometimes we go 3,000 miles to bring you our adventures.
3,000.
3,000. I would walk 3,000 miles. I would fly 3,000 miles.
Yeah, flying's much better.
It is much better.
Flying really high. I'm Nick.
And I'm Travis, and we are out here in South Carolina. We've been having an adventure out here on the Hoppy Trail, and as you can see with us, we have special guests, Billy and Robert. Billy, this is your backyard. Robert, you're not far. You came down to visit us, and we've been having a heck of an adventure, have we not?
We have, absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Great time.
And so we came out here because we thought, well, what's a way that we can get out and find an event? We found the Wood-Aged Beer Festival, Woodstock 24 with New Groove Brewing, right?
Yes.
And man, I'm really glad we found that. That was a great thing we did, but we've had adventures the entire time. And speaking of, adventures where we started out, what does everybody have in front of them there? What is this?
Got the RJ Rockers.
RJ Rockers.
Palm Meadow Trail Ale.
Okay.
Nice.
Billy, what do you have there?
RJ Rockers, Brown-Eyed Squirrel.
Nick?
I've got a Sierra Nevada Torpedo Extra IPA.
And next to that?
But next to that is an RJ Rockers Brown-Eyed Squirrel.
I also a Sierra Nevada Atomic Torpedo Imperial IPA.
Ooh,
9.2%.
Atomic Torpedo.
Holy shit, this is 9.2%.
Easy trap.
I've been drinking this bad boy like it was a 7.5, but all right, this is gonna catch up to me soon. But in my other hand, an RJ Rocker, son of a peach. And the reason the RJ Rocker is significant,
son of a peach.
you son of a peach, is this is the first place that we went when we got here.
And they welcomed us with arms wide open.
My goodness, when you all see, we put a little bit of the content together from that stop. We tasted every beer they had.
Yeah.
I mean,
Literally every beer.
that is real. Now, RJ Rocker, that's not their first location. It's
No.
what their third spot, I think, wasn't it?
It is.
Yeah. Very cool spot. And we tried literally everything. This son of a peach. Billy, what's the deal with peaches in South Carolina?
South Carolina really been one of the major peach producing states for many years.
Not Georgia,
No.
but South Carolina.
It dominated Georgia for a long time. I'm not sure where we are now. Many of our peach orchards are now housing development, but
As happens.
Sad.
As happens.
But it's
Yeah.
still around. It's still around. And you actually, Peach City Brewery
Yes, that's right.
was at the festival yesterday.
And they're
Yeah.
from
Yesterday.
Gaffney, correct?
And they're from Gaffney, right?
Mhm.
So if you take off up I-85, then you can see the big peachoid on the interstate.
Yeah.
Oh,
A million-gallon water tower, this giant peachoid.
What was the show that they had a joke about something like that, a water tower shaped like a peach, and everyone called it the giant butt? Is that
That's,
is
that's
that
it.
what it-
That is the water tower.
All right.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah.
Man, we might have to go out and look at that.
I'm telling you, first thing in the morning, we'll
it's not
get
that
up
far,
early.
right?
Not too far.
Okay.
There it is. All right. Well,
Check out the
you,
beach hut.
you
Right.
will know soon enough whether we took pictures with the giant butt. Yeah, but I mean, we were out there. We were talking with what was his name?
Evan.
Evan. He's the master brewer. He's doing some amazing stuff.
Yes, he is.
He's doing a really good job with it, and he took over brewing for the owner when the owner wanted to step back. What, about a year ago? Is that right?
I think
Think
so.
so, yeah,
That's
about
right.
that.
Yeah, yeah. Their system, I want to say, is a. Oh man, I have notes, but they're on the phone that I'm looking into right now, so I can't access my notes. But they've got a good system. They're turning out. I want to say they're 20-barrel system, and sometimes they'll do a 40-barrel batch.
Yes, that's what
Is
he
that right?
he said. Correct.
Yeah, and I guess they used to do distribution as far away as New York, but they've been pulling it back recently, so they're still distributing most of their stuff, but they're keeping it local in state in that area, and they're doing more of the, hey, we're your local brewery versus the, get on a rotating tap handle in a place in New York once every 4 months.
For
Right.
sure.
Yeah, yeah, which is great.
Yeah.
What did you love from RJ Rocker?
There was a lot of really good ones.
You had-
And I'm trying to.
A flight as big as this table.
They literally
Yeah.
would fill up this whole table.
Yeah.
I think we had at least 16 different beers.
17.
Was it 17?
Wow.
It was
17 beers.
17
Right.
beers. Wow.
And
That
they
was-
ran the entire variety, the whole spectrum,
Absolutely.
including a cider, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Which Billy had sent us one a while back.
Yep.
This brown-eyed squirrel.
indeed.
Which, thanks to Untapped, I was able to see that I enjoyed it back in October. And it's still my favorite from RJ Rockers.
Yeah.
Everybody knows I love brown ales.
It's true.
And this one is a real rocker.
Yeah.
Ha, ha, ha.
Well,
It is.
same. I love red and amber brown ales, and
Yeah.
so being local, and that's my go-to if I'm at Rockers, definitely One-Eyed Squirrel. So,
Yeah,
For sure.
but because I don't ever try the other ones, it was nice to have that flight and be able to give everything else a test.
yeah, yeah. Now, and Robert, you came down from North Carolina, so you were on the
missed it.
road while we were having this smorgasbord of
I was
beers.
probably in Wadesboro or somewhere,
Yeah, not drinking a beer at the
Not
time.
drinking a beer.
Sadly for you.
going as fast as I can to catch up to you guys.
It's true. Just like the Blues Brothers, leaving a trail of police behind you as you fly through. And here's what I can tell you. I know you're a man that likes an IPA. Fair?
Yes, sir.
If it's hazy, that's going to go over well. Reasonable to say?
Yes.
They had
Reel me right in.
That's it. It's real easy to hook a Robert fish, is it
Yes.
not? Yes, it is. They had a couple of pails, a couple of IPAs, and a hazy. It was top notch.
Yeah.
I will say it is worth the trip back out here to try some more of those. And if before you get on the road, you can grab a couple of cans, you'll be happy you did. They had
Right.
several that are right up your alley. Okay, after we did that, we ran around and caused some havoc, if I foggily remember correctly. We did go to Freight Yard. Freight Yard was a very cool place.
Yeah.
It is an open yard outdoor type area built with
Shipping containers.
Shipping containers.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
I think I had a total of 5 of them in varying sizes
I
that
think
made
so.
up this place. So you have your open, I would say, open air beer garden,
Yes.
if you will. Even the beer garden style tables from Germany.
Yeah, the actual beer garden style
Yes.
tables from
And
Germany.
then off to one side, in one of the shipping containers, got their kitchen
Mm-hmm.
and bar for pouring beer and serving food.
Yep.
And then across from that, against the side of the building next to them, they have this massive jumbotron. I'd say
Yes.
it's at least a
Right.
good, 600 inches diagonal in size. Like
Easily.
it's insane. Like something that you'd find at a professional arena.
Yeah, it is a real jumbotron.
And let me tell
Yeah.
you, like that's the way to do it if you're gonna have sports on. None of these little tiny TVs.
No.
Just plaster it up on the side of a building
Yeah.
and let people enjoy themselves watching whatever's on.
And speaking of having the professional sports equipment, they've got those giant fans that they
Oh yeah,
have in
the
the
swamp.
corner.
Yeah, giant swamp cooler
Right,
fans.
so in
Yeah.
the middle of the heat, literally, they have these 2 massive coolers that will blow across that entire area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They've got a nice little stage set up. It looks
Stage,
like they
right.
have live music regularly.
They have
Yeah.
regular.
And then on top of, they have like a rooftop deck
Yes.
up on top of the shipping containers. where they've got some old bleacher seats out of a local old baseball
That was from
stadium.
the Spartanburg Phillies.
Yes,
Yes.
Spartanburg Phillies.
Yeah.
And the new stadium's going up right behind us right
Yes,
now.
the new
actually,
stadium is
so
going up
Yes.
right next door.
Great.
So,
Yeah.
but no, that spot I absolutely loved it. We talked to one of the owners, Eric Holder, I believe his name.
Thank you for remembering his name.
Yeah,
Again, it's in my
Such a-
notes on the phone that I can't read because I'm looking at it.
but such a great guy, and he introduced us to a few others.
Yes.
He gave us a full tour of that whole place.
Oh, yeah.
And then even graced us with a gift card
Yes, he
to
did.
use either at that location or one of their other businesses. One of them being Willie Taco.
Willie Taco.
Right.
Which I'm hoping that we'll have a chance to potentially stop by there tomorrow before we leave.
I
but,
would say there's no reason we can't
yeah, for
get
sure.
some tacos.
But
Yeah. Have you had the tacos?
Oh,
yeah.
Okay. And you may see
From-
that from time to time we're looking over here. You will meet the folks here, our gracious hosts, okay? You'll meet them
Yes.
shortly. But we're in this beautiful place now in downtown Spartanburg. You can see the skyline behind us here. And it's an amazing spot. We've been hanging out here looking at the view. And so you'll meet them in just a minute. But they know the area. And yeah, so you know the tacos? And they're outstanding? Yes, indeed. Good. We're going to have to try them tomorrow. I can't wait. Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah. And Billy, did they have music on when we were there? I can't remember at the freight yard. Did they have a band going?
Yes, the band was called South of Charlotte. They were
Oh,
playing,
okay.
yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. Great stage. Really a cool spot. And again, what was the name of the owner that showed us around?
Eric.
Eric was, really awesome. He showed us from top to bottom everything.
Absolutely.
I appreciate
Great.
his enthusiasm.
Is that what you appreciate
It
about him?
is.
It's a very cool spot, Robert. You got to take a peek at it today,
Yeah.
but it was closed because they are outdoor, and I think it gets cold. They shut it down. Cool spot, though, right?
Totally cool.
And then, Robert, where did you meet up with us?
Palmetto liquor store. Palmetto.
Oh,
Yes.
that's right.
Yeah, you forgot all about that, huh?
Yes, that's so
Like, am I getting a
crazy.
A
tattoo,
lot
or are we
got
going in there
compressed
for-
into a short
it's
time in
called-
that evening.
Yeah. Oh
It's
man,
two-
I
it's-
forgot
they're 5
about
minutes.
that.
2 Jim Coles.
Two Jim Coles.
Two
yeah.
Jim Coles.
Two Jim
Okay.
Coles.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
It's like a
where we went.
wine store in front of like a little bar.
They have a little bar in the
Yeah.
back.
yeah. A little tap room in the
Right.
back there.
And
And
so
what did we go there for?
we were going there to see Cody Lane.
Yeah,
That's correct. Yes.
Guitarist, local guitarist, aspiring young artist.
really good.
Great.
He is very good.
Really good. Making some
Amazing voice
passionate
on that
music.
kid.
We're gonna try to get him on, if not on this show, another show that may be releasing soon. I don't want to talk about it, but we definitely want to bring his music to everybody. He was really playing passionately. It was great. The stuff that they had on tap was very limited, so we went there. We were there for the music, and it was a good little break for us to take a breather. We didn't stay and drink so much, and then we did take off and head on with. And then did we go out after that? Look, I'm
Yeah,
going
we
to tell you
were-
everything.
Came downtown.
Everything gets a
Delaney's.
little out of
Yeah.
order and kind of foggy. After
You
that.
are out of order.
I was out of order. I'll tell you that. I was out of order.
Yeah, we were at Delaney's next.
Yeah, Delaney's, awesome
Right.
spot, which we went back to again,
Yeah.
obviously. That's a fun place there, Irish bar. Billy, you've talked about it previously in one of the early trail reports, right?
I have actually.
That's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that apparently was also the original location of RJ Rockers long
That's
ago.
right. Yeah, they had a whole brewery going on in there, which
Right.
is very amazing. And then to see that converted over
Into
to
an Irish pub, which they've done a great job at that.
Very good job.
Yeah.
Good spot, fun people, everybody's super nice there. We actually we got some dinner tonight, and it's just good. Yeah, you can't have any complaints about Delaney's. There's nothing to complain
No.
about at all.
Like I said, that's where everyone ends up.
Yeah.
At the end of the night. Right.
That kind of
For
spot,
sure.
yeah.
And let me see, we got some food. Where did we get food?
Did we eat?
we
We have eaten.
We drank
had
so
a
much
lot
it
of
felt like
liquid
we
bread.
didn't eat.
We had a lot of liquid bread.
We had dinner.
Oh,
at
we went to
Initial Q.
we
Part of
did go to
Initial
Initial
Q.
Q first for snacks.
Which was, I think, like the fanciest barbecue place I've
Yeah.
ever been into.
Oh,
Like,
pretty nice.
you wouldn't even know it's a barbecue place by
we
walking
we
in.
walked
Yeah.
into there.
Awesome.
We
Initial Q
walked into
smokehouse.
there.
Like that's like a
You walk in there, you don't
barbecue
think it's
place. I felt
barbecue.
like where I walk in, I'm like, somebody's there like, yeah, I was eating barbecue on my yacht. But
Stain my
that
Gucci's.
barbecue
right.
was damn good.
was
They had
good.
some
It was
great.
very
We
good.
got their IQ platter. We shared the
Very
IQ
good.
platter.
Very good.
Multiple sides, had 4 meats.
4
It
meats.
was
Smoked
delicious.
rabbit.
The
Yeah,
smoke,
we had to
rabbit
get it.
was out of hand. It
Yeah.
was so good. Let me tell you, it's easy to fuck a rabbit up on a smoker. It really is.
It is.
I've done it.
Yeah.
You were there.
Yeah.
It was awful. I
was
ruined a
awful.
rabbit on a smoker.
Yeah.
We ate it,
I've
but
done
it wasn't
better, that's
good.
for sure.
This was really good. It was
Yeah.
it was juicy, it was tender, it was flavorful. I was very happy with it.
Yes.
And on top of
It was
that,
delicious. We had
brisket,
Brussels sprouts.
Brussels sprouts,
We ate Brussels
Brisket
sprouts
was amazing.
everywhere we went.
everywhere we
Yeah.
went.
Yeah, I love Brussels.
And they're
We had a lot
delightful.
of Brussels sprouts.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did.
Grits. Gotta have the grits.
Had
Yes.
grits everywhere we went.
Yes, we did.
So,
Grits are very good.
Yes. Pepper jack grits, I might add.
that's
Were
right.
they pepper
Pepper
jack
jack
grits? Yeah.
yeah, grits. They were delicious.
So good. Oh man.
Banana pudding.
They,
Oh, the
pudding.
banana.
banana
That's
pudding
right.
was very
That's what I appreciate about IQ.
Is that what you
Is that banana
appreciate?
pudding wasn't on the dessert menu? It was just one of the side offerings.
Yes. Yes.
Good
It was
job.
good.
Welcome to the South.
You get a
Well,
thumbs up from
right.
me.
And they brought us out a platter of pork rinds,
Yes.
which
Yeah,
I think
right
they make
away.
it in-house, are they not?
I'm
They
pretty
are.
sure they're
House-made
made
pork
in house.
rinds?
There were some really good pork rinds.
Delicious.
Very good.
Yes.
Very good.
Delicious.
Crispy, flavorful. They were really
Mhm.
wonderful.
And then, as sophisticated as it was, you can go right downstairs and drink a beer and bowl.
Bowling
The
alley,
bowling
alley. That was-
directly below.
Yeah, basement bowling.
Basement bowling.
Basement bowling.
Yeah.
Eight lanes.
And we didn't bowl. We just went and peeked in because we were,
yeah,
you know.
I like bowling, so
Yeah.
I just wanted to check it
we,
out.
we didn't have
That was
time
a really
to,
cool spot.
you know, to roll.
Roll the rock.
You know, we did.
Boulder roll.
What does he say? I'm Shomer Shabbat. You know, roll on the Sabbath is what it is. Right?
Kingpin.
That's Big Lebowski.
Oh,
That's
yes,
right.
yes.
That's right.
Shomer Shabbat,
Shomer.
dude. I don't roll on the Sabbath.
I was getting my bowling movies mixed up.
Kingpin, another excellent bowling movie if you're into it. But yeah, but we did check it out. Cool place. I would bowl there 100%.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And then we were at Delaney's, I
Uh,
think.
yep.
Unless we remember something else.
Well,
You guys were at Delaney's a few times.
when
We
We
did.
were.
Delaney's seemed to be a main location for us through this
We'll go
weekend.
back.
Because we
When-
literally
when did
just
we-
came from Delaney's.
There's nothing
So.
wrong with that.
no, yeah,
Yes.
Delaney's. You hit that a bunch of times. That's just, you know, you kind of every time you walk past it, you stop in and you grab a beer.
That's right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you walk
Right.
past it a lot because there's a lot of stuff around.
It's your neighborhood bar.
So, I mean, was that the gist of that night, or did we do?
Yeah, I
anything
mean, you
else?
didn't get here until 3 o'clock,
Yeah.
right? So
I know. I'm just. Let me tell you. After that Wood Age Beer Festival, a lot of stuff doesn't line up in my brain anymore, and probably won't for a while. So we should have taken better notes. Is what
And
I'm
you
saying.
remained functional for most of the evening, unlike myself.
Most of it, yeah.
I was
And then-
clocked out for a few hours.
Well, then we traded. We'll get to that. Each time we take a break tonight, we're going to throw in one of the interviews that we did, short ones with some amazing people. We're going to try to get them on for full episodes later.
Absolutely.
But
They're amazing people.
we'll take
for
a
sure.
quick break right now, and you'll hear an interview. When we come back, we're going to talk more about this adventure. Yeah?
let's do it.
Woo! All right. Stay right here. All right. It's Travis with Hoppy Trails, and we are over here in South Carolina. We're at New Groove Artisan Brewing at the Woodstock 24 Barrel Age Beer Festival, and we were able to step away for just a moment. We've got a special guest here with us, and special guest, why don't you introduce yourself?
My name is Jonathan Duke. I'm the co-owner and brewer at New Groove Artisan Brewery.
Yeah.
Today.
Yeah, okay. And so New Groove, you guys are hosting this festival, which is amazing. And how did New Groove get started?
I was a home brewer, obviously. My partner Josh and I were in the local homebrew club. In about 2016, we started looking for. We always competed in the local contests, and he and I would take turns winning the local contests. I guess back then there weren't a whole lot of wasn't as vibrant homebrew club as it is now. They're doing great now. But anyway, so we would started a little group sharing bottles and hanging out at my house, and that's really kind of how I got into homebrewing, was wanting to make the beers that I couldn't get. Mostly hazy IPA back in the day, trading for Treehouse that changed my life, and then trying to make something, that remotely close to that, which kind of led me to barrel aged stouts and all the other things. So we were homebrewers. We decided we wanted to do something together and open a brewery. And he had a commercial hood cleaning, like kitchen hood cleaning business. I taught marching band and drumline at a local school.
Very
so
cool.
it's kind of a totally. So this is our new groove. It's a new direction for both of us.
Oh, I like that.
So that's kind of the tie-in with the name. Most of our beer names have something to do with either like the pageantry arts or pop music culture, one way or another.
Cool. Yeah, no, I noticed you said that you wanted to, back in those days, start getting a hold of hazies and like that because they weren't as common as they are now.
Right.
Obviously very ubiquitous now.
Right.
But when I walk in here, and we'll have some video and photos and things, the thing that stands out to me is all of these barrels around me. And so what got you into the barrel-aged beers?
Well, I made a wood-aged beer, homebrewing. It was wood chips at the time. Oak chips soaked in Maker's Mark was my first. What now is our Mr. Plain Stout that's aged in barrels was started out that way. We'd get together and share beers, and eventually, I think every beer share devolves into okay, it's just a stouts and barley wines kind of thing. We would back then, especially we kind of group them stylistically. We'd start with some sours and IPAs. And then then you'd move towards the stronger stuff, and that was always kind of the goal in those shares. So it just became kind of, to me, one of the things that great craft beer is. We opened with a whole lot of mixed ferm, actually. That was a huge passion of mine. Back in those days, the market hasn't really supported that.
Right.
So a lot of that energy. So you do see a lot of mixed ferm barrels around still. We're kind of still in the process of phasing those out. The reality is people just as soon buy a sour beer that took 3 weeks to make instead of a sour beer that took 2 years to make.
Sure. We're looking at like kettle sours and things like that.
Yeah. So we're still doing the kettle sours and some of the super fruited kind of stuff like that. But trimming back on the mixed ferm, and a lot of that energy has gone towards lagers. That's the last couple of years. It's been a real passion of ours. That's mostly what we drink. As a staff, and it's what I spend a lot of time thinking about.
Sure.
Obviously, the barrels are very important to us. That does well for us, and so we put a lot of effort into that. We got a new brew house about a year ago that makes, largely because it makes those big beers easier to do. It's an oversized system, and Deutsch from there, they have a place in Charlotte, so easy to get parts and stuff too, and it's nice and big, and we have the same tanks but a bigger brew house, so we can make those bigger beers.
And I think that's something that a lot of people don't realize is when you're making those bigger beers, if you want to make them up to the batch size to fill your fermenter, you have to make a much bigger batch because you're putting so many more fermentables in there that are taking up that volume. So it's very interesting if somebody wants to get into it.
We have a 10-barrel mash tun that we actually, most of our big beers, we turn that mash tun twice. So it's essentially 20 barrels worth of grain that ends up in a 6-barrel batch. It's a long boil, and even with this system, that's a 12-hour brew day. Old system has a 23-hour brew day.
Oh wow!
So you don't want to do that and not have as much of that liquid as you can get. You want to fill as many barrels as you can after putting all that time and effort and expense, frankly, into it.
Oh, 100%. When you put in that many hours, it has to be reflected in the price of the beer, and so being able to make the same amount but in a shorter brew day, that allows you to bring it to your customers at a more reasonable price.
And we have some double-sized tanks, so we do most of those kind of beers in 2 consecutive brew days. We do like a 12-hour and then another. It's still a long day, but we do 2 in a row and just kind of get it out. And we can get 12 barrels in the tank, and then we can fill 6 spirit barrels, which is it takes a month in stainless as well. So it's a big commitment, both from time, not only in the oak, but time on brew day, so hours. Turns into about a month in holding up the stainless tank. Turns into 18 months to 2 years, 3 years holding up oak in the tap room. So there's a lot of things that can go wrong all between that that first day to the end. So that's why they're expensive beers.
Well, you're absolutely making an investment in it, and I think a big part of having the knowledge and skill, knowing that you're going to be putting together a good final product. If nothing bad happens along the
Right,
way
yeah.
and unexpected. But yeah, no, that's really cool. And I think there are more breweries that are getting into that we've seen recently. But still, it's I would say still a niche part of the market. What do you think? Do you think it's growing? Do you think it's something we're going to see more long term?
I think it's grown a lot. I mean, to my perspective is that barley wine is still growing a little bit. I think stout is slowing down. Barrel-aged stout in general, it seems to be. There's a lot of barrel-aged stout out there these days. And, some are great. Just like anything, the more you get, the more range you have of quality. So it's, some of that has become commoditized maybe a little bit too with the bigger breweries that are able to do that at a scale that, the rest of us can't really match.
Sure.
So, and I think it's still growing, but I feel like it's slowing maybe a little bit.
Sure.
Barley wine seems to be, the cap is off. Like it's still going. It feels like as much barley wine as we can make is how much barley wine we can sell. I mean.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and I feel like with barley wine, there was a time when it was starting to grow. It didn't really take a big grip on the market, and it fell off for a long time. And so seeing it start coming back.
It's still a little niche, maybe even compared to stout, but I just feel like it has a more positive trajectory, maybe.
Yeah.
Even though it's a subset of the barrel-aged stout drinkers, but it's strong.
Now,
Passionate.
you have a kitchen here, and so you guys are turning out. I know you do a brunch that you do, which is a brewery brunch.
We call it the Smokehouse Kitchen. My partner Josh, who's he's cooking right now, is why he's not with us talking. But that I mentioned at the beginning, other home brewer. We started out both on the beer side, and we've sort of, you find the roles as you go with something like this. So he's kind of taken over the kitchen, doing great things. We get a lot of accolades for the food as well.
Yeah.
Smokes it out back. We have smoked brisket. That I travel to Texas a good bit. Need a lot of brisket in Texas, and this is the next best thing. If he's listening to this, it's the best thing. But we also have smoked burgers that are delicious. We get this blend from a local butcher. It's fantastic. Smoked wings that are really good too because they're finished in the fryer.
Yeah.
We have creative sauces. Every Tuesday is, every Wednesday is wing sauce. A new sauce.
Yeah.
Is introduced. The one right now is actually made with our VIP bottle beer that we're for the event today.
Yeah.
Smoked chicken, smoked pulled pork, chopped pork. So it's some really nice things and a lot of variety. Smoked mac and cheese.
Yeah.
So yeah, he does a great job with that. And we get a lot of people. I get asked a lot of it seems like the food has more focus than the beer. So it's and that's a tough market. I mean, there's a lot of restaurants out there. So he does a fantastic job.
Yeah, no, that's great. We're actually really looking forward to getting in.
Own,
We really want to try some of that food. We'll be here tomorrow
They
for
got some
brunch.
right over here.
I know. I see it off to the side.
Yeah. Looks like they
Yeah.
got some nachos,
What do we have here? What beer is this?
This is Hops in Excess. So this is been on the board about 2 days. It's super fresh. All Southern Hemisphere hops. This is Nectaron and 2023 Nelson. So it's pretty exciting blend.
Very good. So Nelson Sauvin.
Nelson Sauvin.
Nelson Sauvin. Yeah, it's been really great with these hops that have been coming out. Yeah,
good.
Don't
Cheers.
change a thing. Good. Yeah, that's it's excellent.
Put that on a shirt.
Yes, you should. It's been really great seeing those hops coming out of New Zealand, which I think have been bringing a lot of character and in greater levels than we've seen before with a lot of the American hops, which the American hops I think changed craft beer and beer globally. What do you think about the New Zealand hops coming? Do you think there's more of a shift in that direction? Or how do you feel about the New Zealand hops generally compared to American hops?
I think there's a lot of, maybe because American hops are a little more mature it feels like from production. And I'm not a New Zealand hop expert by any means. I just know I like a few things and that's what we use. But it feels like there's more new things coming from that than there is, Pacific North. I think it's a slower moving. The American hop market is a little slower moving machine as far as developing new hops, and I think they're moving a little faster down there. Yeah. But it also can be the speed and the less maturity can lead to inconsistencies. Sure. Honestly, there's some Galaxy's probably not listening to this, so I can talk about it, right? There's some hops that used to be rock stars that now it's, and some breweries, the lots that some breweries get still are fantastic. It's just I think the consistency is not there, so that's one that we tend to avoid now because the last few beers we made didn't live up to where Galaxy what Galaxy did for us 4 or 5 years ago.
Right. Yeah.
But this year's Nelson, 2023 Nelson, is the best batch of Nelson. I've loved it in every beer I've had it in.
Yeah. I've been really happy with everything that's been made with that new Nelson Sauvin. It's been really delicious. The Nectaron, obviously a very big powerhouse. We're starting to see a
the
lot.
Rockstar, yeah.
Yeah. Well, listen.
But we love the Pacific, the Strata. You know, almost everything we make has Citra in it. That's kind of our house joke. So you know, we love Mosaic, Strata, Citra.
Sure.
Eldorado, the old school Amarillo, Simcoe. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, listen, I really appreciate your time. Thank you for, speaking with us. We're going to go drink some more beer out at this festival. Thank you for putting this festival on. What a wonderful thing.
Thank you. Yeah.
Great reason, for us to go drink a lot of wood-aged beers.
Yeah, so. It's an amazing beer list. You've got great friends coming, hanging out, and sharing their fantastic beer, and couldn't be more excited to share that with the public.
Absolutely. Well, just remind everybody to always say yes to the Hoppy Ending.
Always say yes.
All right, cheers.
Cheers.
All right, we're back from a break, and here we are with another special guest, and you are our gracious host at this moment, and I see you're drinking, I wasn't going to say anything, but I'm going to say something. You're drinking a Coors Light, which is okay. Everyone is allowed to drink what they like. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. Everyone drink what you like.
I drank PBR, like whatever.
Yesterday. Not yesterday, but recently you have.
Recently I had
and
PBR.
and I judge you for it, but I still love you because you're my brother.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right?
All I can say is I'm Canadian, and everybody says we're very happy people, and we are.
There you go. We'll
So
give
I
you
drink
a
Coors
pass.
Light.
We'll give you a pass because you're Canadian.
Good reason.
Thank you.
Because Molson.
I really
of course.
appreciate
Oh,
that.
that's what it is. Molson
Molson
Coors. Makes sense. Well,
That chain of
It's got the
logic.
Blue Mountains.
let's start this off. Introduce yourself so our listeners know who you are.
I'm Julie Pearson,
Yeah, the beautiful Julie Pearson.
and I drink Coors Light.
Yes, you do. All right. All right. And that's it, everyone. Thank you for watching. That's Julie Pearson. We'll see you next time, Julie. And,
I've been a paralegal my whole life.
Yeah.
I went into property management, and
Yeah.
now I'm a producer of movies.
yes. Yes. And
Which Billy's part of.
I was going to say, and how does that relate to Billy? Who,
How I met Billy is he
Yeah.
acted in Little Box of Hope, which is going to be a huge success. Edgar Bravo, who's the director, this is a full feature film, and Billy played a huge part in it. And he did amazing, and so
yeah.
this movie's going to be in theaters. It's going to be on Amazon.
Yeah.
And these guys are going to take
Excellent.
off.
And Julie also is
All right.
an actress in Little Box of Hope.
Yeah, but I played a great person.
Oh, what?
I'm going to be a crazy person.
A
This is what I said to Edgar.
Cray,
I
cray,
said
cray,
to Edgar,
cray
I
person.
said, okay, there's only 2 characters in this whole film that people are going to hate, and I'm one of them.
Yeah.
The other one, you know who it is. You know my part.
Okay.
When does
You
this
just have to
film
watch
come out?
the film. You just have to watch the
July
July.
2024.
Okay,
in theaters.
When we say it's in theaters, we're talking everywhere. Anybody who's listening
Well,
is going to be able to
first
see it.
it's going to be in theaters here.
Yeah.
Premiere is going to be here in July, and then
Yeah.
it's going to be showing at both theaters in Spartanburg.
Sure.
And then from there, it's going to go other theaters. It's going to be on Amazon too.
Very
Right.
good. Very
Yeah.
good. Yeah, we'll probably arrange, if possible, some kind of maybe a watch party. We get all of our listeners together.
that'd be
We'll all watch it
great.
together, something like that. And Billy will give us commentary the whole way, and
Yeah.
we'll let you know. We can all get together and do it, and it'll be a good time.
And
That'd be
drink
amazing.
lots of different kinds of beer.
Yeah, and everyone can
Exactly.
drink whatever kind of beer they want,
Yes.
as long as you keep the bad ones off camera. I'm just kidding. You can. I'm just kidding. You drink what you want. This is all about enjoying life, and if that makes you enjoy life, more power to
But
you.
Billy was his acting is amazing. I was outside
You were
and seeing on the
outside.
camera and that, and I was like, oh my god, this guy can do amazing stuff.
Yeah,
Well, thank you so much. That's,
Yeah.
That's
He's-
sweet.
Impressive for an actor.
It was.
Very impressive.
yeah. We've been really impressed with everything Billy's participated in. We've got to see in a lot of different things recently. Obviously, there's more that we're waiting for things to release and like that. But we've gotten to see you in a few different roles, and obviously the photography you're doing, and it's all fun. And we love watching you do it, and it's a big hit.
Well, thank
And-
y'all. I appreciate that.
Yeah, and
We're
it's
not
been-
here to talk about me.
Well, I mean, we are, Billy. That's what this is all about.
Well,
I don't know
it
if you
still
know
connects
this.
with beer, though.
We've been
Sure.
running this whole podcast for a year leading up to this moment so that we could talk about your role in this movie. How about that?
Here we are.
Oh,
There we
this
go.
movie is
Awesome.
going to. Even Edgar goes, "Why do you think it's gonna be such a big?" I said, "My intuition is always good.
Yeah.
This is such a big hit, and the actors are amazing, and just everything is gonna be absolutely amazing."
Brilliant.
Really unique story. It's good.
It is. Have you ever seen Sixth Sense?
Yes.
The movie.
Mhm.
Yes. All right.
A twist at the end.
I like
It's
it.
not the same twist, but no, but a twist at the end that you go, "Holy shit!
Yeah.
It's the same freaking thing."
I love it. I love it. Well, I can't wait until it comes out. We're going to talk about it. Like I said, we'll try to set up some kind of viewing, get everyone together.
Yeah,
It'll
definitely.
be fun.
Yeah, that'd be
That'd be
really
great.
good.
And tell me, where are we right now? Everybody's seeing this beautiful view. Where are we right now?
We're at Church Street Lost in Spartanburg.
Yeah.
South Church, building that was built in 1950,
Yeah.
and we redid it, and it's great.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
That's cool. The best views in town.
Yeah.
Right
Yeah,
there.
We're up on the 12th floor, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Yep.
we are. But
Yeah.
we also have a pool and a fitness center on the third floor,
Yeah.
On the roof.
Ooh,
on the roof. Third
I like
floor.
that.
Yeah.
13th floor pool.
Yeah. Listen, I know that a lot of places they don't have the 13th. They'll 12th, and then the next one's
I
the
know. That's
14th.
why I'm always like hesitant
Third-
when
no,
they say
it's not
13.
numbered.
13 has
Right.
always been my lucky
It's not
number.
numbered.
The
No.
13th
We don't
is
say
where
it's
it
not
all
numbered.
happens.
That's
Well,
it.
doesn't- the elevator doesn't go to the
Pool,
13th
the
floor.
deck,
It's
right.
cool.
There's
Yeah.
bands, there's parties. It's
Oh, yeah.
awesome in the summer.
The best July 4th party
Yeah.
on the roof because you can see the fireworks all around the
Yes.
whole rooftop.
Yeah, no, 13's
That's
always
awesome.
been my lucky number. I was born on Friday the 13th, and it's been good to me ever since. So,
Right.
yeah,
Good.
I like it. Yeah. Well, wonderful. This is amazing. Thank you for hosting us. We really appreciate it. We come in, we bring in microphones and cables and all kinds of stuff and kind of take over. So we
but I'm
appreciate you
glad
letting
you
us
guys-
do it.
yeah.
And we
really
have
do
to
appreciate it.
thank Bill also. He's just the voice we keep hearing.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
Phantom boys.
Thank you, Bill.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you so much. And all right, well, we're gonna.
Thank you.
Tip off to another
Anytime.
break.
You guys
Yeah.
just stay here and just continue whatever you got to do.
We've
Just
got
lock
more
the
to
door when you
record.
leave. That's
We're
all I care
gonna
about.
we're gonna
If
drink
you
some
need
more
to stay,
beers.
like-
We're gonna talk about some more beer, and
Yeah.
we'll be back in just a minute.
Hey, there's nothing better than some beers,
Nothing better.
even if it's Coors Light.
All right, so thank you for taking some time with us. We did not know what to expect when we walked into this place. Quite honestly, it looks like a bottle shop.
Yeah.
And then you go around through the back and
Like a bit of a church, beer church.
It-
I feel
Oh, yeah.
like.
Yeah,
Yes, it
Well,
is.
there
Stained
used
glass.
to be- yeah, no, I love the stained glass. I love the pews that you have for seating there.
Oh, yeah.
This is a great spot. I love
yeah,
it.
oh, it's beautiful, absolutely beautiful.
So we got really lucky with the whole COVID situation. So the bottle shop's been around for 13 years on New Year's,
Yeah.
and it was much smaller than what you even see up there now.
Okay.
We used to always jokingly call it a broom closet with beer bottles in it.
Sure.
And couldn't even drink here at first. It wasn't until probably 6-ish years in that we could have a tap system and actually serve on premise. For a long time, we just did Thursday tastings where we pop bottles, and it's like if somebody comes by, and like,
Sure, yeah.
throw it on. And then during COVID, or right before COVID, Gather opened down by the baseball field, which is like the open, I call it a food court,
Sure.
with the shipping containers.
Yeah.
So we bought in there, doing the beer bar over there. Finally, eventually, how I come into it, I've been hanging out here for years, but how I come into the business, I had stepped away from bars and restaurants during COVID, and then they opened a wine spot in Gather. Needed somebody to come over there and run that. So I was doing that for a while, of course. But with the influx, because it was outdoors and COVID regulations and all that, we were able to just rake in at Gather.
Yeah.
So we're able to expand back here. So this is all only, we hit 2 years on December 1st.
Wow.
So this is really new.
Congrats.
And
Yeah.
yeah, love it. Love it. It's
Yeah.
a good baby. You know,
No, it's amazing. It really is. I mean, so what was here before you guys expanded into it?
it was a tech company. I'm not really sure what their application was, but basically, this was the boardroom. The door from the outside was through the back of the women's restroom, and it went into the next building over, or next door over. And then this was just a cubicle bullpen. Like if you go into the far back where the kitchen is, it looks like an office.
Right in front of it.
Exactly, exactly.
I wouldn't have mind working there.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, you've definitely turned it to better use, far superior. I don't know what they were making, but this is better.
Yeah, it sucked.
Far superior.
Yeah.
It'd be funny if it was untapped in here.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Right,
this is
right.
untapped headquarters. Yeah.
Like, damn, get on. That's what they get for that first time, that first festival where I had to sit shit-faced and sweating in the rain for 2 hours.
So when we came in today, we had heard that there was some barley wine associated stuff going on here. Absolutely, you've got a ton of barley wines on. Talk to us briefly about barley wines. You're into them. What do you love about it?
So, well, I guess first go into the history of it. Barley wines were created by, British, Northern Europeans, some Italians, to really take over for the fact that there was no more French imported wine because phylloxera and roost had devastated the French wine industry. So needed something with comparable ABV, comparable depth of flavor, because at the time, everybody's smoking cigars or pipes. Bordeaux's are the perfect pairing. So they need something with a little bit of depth of flavor. And barley wine's what they come up with.
Sure.
To me, it's one of the most wide spectrums of styles. You can go all the way from the stoutly side all the way to like that Gorgoroth. That to me is the epitome of barley wine because you're literally oxidized, still oxidized, depth of flavor.
Yeah, that Gorgoroth blew my mind. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, it's high acid, right?
It's good.
How many barley wines do you get with a high acid complex?
Right. No, very few.
But you can get that. You can get the fruit. You can get stone fruit, pears, figs, raisins, yada yada yada. I got bored with stouts. I love them still. I still drink them on occasion. But really your area to live in is just right there.
Yeah.
So you just have this huge range, this huge world. Not to mention, like with here, I don't know if y'all have ever heard of Barley Wine is Life, the group on Facebook.
No.
So we at the Woodstock Festival yesterday, I even took a picture of it because I loved it. I saw a guy wearing a shirt with the otter on it, and it says "Barley Wine is Life." And I was like, "Dude, can I take a picture of that?" And I was like, "Where did you get that shirt?" And he was telling me all about it and everything. So, but I appreciated that. So
it's one of the also too. It's like I love the beer, but then getting into that community.
Yeah.
And I had been doing trading and all that stuff before, and it was just armchair cicerones. It's like, I get it. I mean, we all love to learn and talk and comment and critique, whatever. But like, it just got to a certain point of stuffiness. And it's just like, this is not fun for me.
Right.
Like, this is not what I care about. The Barley Wine is Life, guys. We're drinking good beer. We're just shit posting memes and talking shit. Like, that's what beer drinking is supposed to be.
Sure,
right?
Yeah.
I either want to drink fucking 17 halfways or I want to drink, 2 or 3 nice pours of something awesome.
Yeah.
Right?
It's really funny because Nick gave me shit for a long time because I was opposed to barley wines.
Right.
And the problem with it is that my exposure to barley wines was when I was a lot younger. And I was like, oh, what's this Sierra Nevada Bigfoot? How much alcohol does it have? Because I was young and that was the only high ABV you could find. And it was real syrupy, right? And a little bit cloying. And kind of hard to get down.
Well,
and you
also
had to
too with
fight
that,
it.
Bigfoot is American barley wine, right? Versus English.
Yeah.
So like, the big joke within Barley Wine is Life is all praise Maris Otter. That is the key malt of choice within the English world. The American style is just like American Porter, overhopped.
Right.
So there have been some that I've had that are good. Like Zebulon's made a couple. They're up in Weaverville, North Carolina, above Asheville. They've made a couple really good bangers of American barley wine.
Yeah.
It's just, again, that's the side of barley wine I don't really frequent either. You know, yeah, we might chug Bigfoots here for fun and games,
Sure, right?
for jokes and stuff. But yeah, overall, it's like we're definitely that English style is where you're really trying to live.
Yeah.
You know, or you know, if I had the money every day, I'd buy a Zayu, which is basically that same idea as a Gorgoroth, but Italian.
Oh.
Okay.
But we get those all the time
Okay.
because we just bug the shit out of the distributors. Like, yeah,
That's what you got to do to get
yeah,
that stuff.
exactly.
That's it, man. Yeah. Yeah, well, it's definitely great. I feel like my eyes have been opened quite a bit to barley wines. I'm very happy for it because there's a bunch of cool stuff
I'm
out
glad
there.
you converted that.
Absolutely.
All praise.
Yeah, I mean, I used to say, like, look, if I want something syrupy, it's going to mess me up. I'll go get a bottle of Robitussin. I can find that, you know. But no, there are some really good. They're good. They're complex. Nick for years was telling me, like, no, come on, man, you got to come around to it. I'm glad I did.
Well, it's like, so for me, my last frontier was sours.
Mhm.
You know, I already liked wine, but you know, there's something different about that volatile acid. It took a long time to really get in there. You know, I had to start with Gozas and work my way up, and now,
Yeah.
you know, I'm gonna snag any Freak Folk or Degard I can get. You know,
Yeah.
like, but you know, it's growth, right? That's
Totally.
the whole thing. You know.
Yeah, I feel like we all go through kind of waves and stages and things like that. And for a long time, I was very heavy into stouts, and Nikki got me really into sours for a while. Really, you know, helped me dive into it. And yeah, man, there's so many things. You spend time in there, and you go, all right, where's the next adventure?
Right.
You know?
Yes.
And with beer, there's
exactly.
plenty. There's plenty of new adventures all the time, I think.
Yeah, every day.
Yeah.
Somebody's doing something new, you know, and that's why, like, with this halfway crooks, like, I feel the trend is going all the way. It's always going to be a circle, right? In some ways, like, it'll get bigger and you'll get more things in it. But overall, IPAs and thick sours, crazy adjuncted stouts are still king of what people are buying.
Yeah.
But the people that are in the forefront of the know, they're into barley wines, and then they're into this.
Yeah.
They're coming full back, like the Cohesion, the Halfway Crooks, the Barrique, and Nashville, Good Word. You know, all of those things, the real beer nerds are starting to come all the way back to beer-flavored beer.
Yeah.
And then a sidecar of barley wine
Sure.
or goose or whatever, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And I think you'll see in the next 3 to 5, my personal prediction, I think you'll start to see the hazy IPAs not go completely away, but start to, like, the real beer drinkers know that IPAs are semi-cringe.
They'll start to take up a more reasonable number of slots on the beer list.
Yes.
Right? Instead of being the
Bearded
vast majority of
Iris
taps
and
in most
70,
places.
you know, like, God almighty, thank you for your good haze, but now after all of this, they don't taste the same. Not
Right.
bad.
Yep.
Yeah, you can only knock so many of them down in a session, you know? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, do me a favor. We didn't even have you introduce yourself when we sat down here. So introduce yourself. Tell everybody who you are, where you are, and where we are currently. Yeah.
So we're here at GBX.
Yeah.
I'm Zach, beer tender here at GBX for a few years now, hanging out for the past, 8 to 9, as you do.
Yeah.
I am a
You're so
co
often, you might as well start
Exactly.
working.
That's it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. Get a paycheck.
Exactly. So I'm a coffee roaster by trade during the day.
Oh,
during the
cool.
week.
Excellent.
Up in Travelers Rest, which is just north of town. Place called Leopard Forest. You ever get a chance, come back, come try me out.
Yeah.
That's what really got me into the idea of palate and all of that stuff. And then here we are 10 years later. If you would have told me that, I would have gave a shit about anything I consumed. Because I grew up on a farm here, and it's like, back then, I mean, of course, everybody likes nice stuff. But
Sure.
back then, you're crushing natty lights and, in the field dying.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, look at where we are now. We've got, a couple $100 bottles of champagne on the wall, and it's time to rip it.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
Well, usually we end things up by reminding everyone to always say yes to the Hoppy Ending, but I'll give you the honors if you just want to remind everyone to always say yes. Let's do it.
Always say yes to the Hoppy Ending.
Always say yes.
All right. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
That was awesome.
Yeah. It's a good crispy, isn't it?
This is a nice one.
Sell your coffee online?
I do.
All right. Well, welcome back. I know this is not what you were expecting to see coming out of that interview. Yeah, but
Never know what to expect with us.
You never know what to expect. Yeah, we're always full of surprises. But we, after going through all of the content we had from that record in South Carolina, we realized it's impossible to make that into one episode.
Way too much.
Way too much. we would have had to chop so much good stuff out, and we just couldn't part with any of that content. So we decided, let's turn it into 2 episodes. Yeah.
Yeah. We like to be easily digestible, not a Lord of the Rings movie.
Oh my goodness. Can you imagine? Yeah, I don't want you to have to make 2 different meals between the beginning and the end of the episode. So yeah, shorten it up, turn it into
like
2.
5, 6 beers.
Right. 5 or 6 beers, you're asleep by the end. But yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to cut it here. We're going to wrap this one up, and then we'll have the second half ready to release very soon here. I know this is already late, but we've really been putting a lot into it. So
we're sorry.
We're sorry. But we'll have part 2 coming out very soon. And Nick, you want to thank the patrons?
Yes. First, Billy and Robert, but Billy, thank you for being such an excellent tour guide in this trip.
Absolutely.
We had a wonderful time. And then Robert driving however many hours from North Carolina to join us as well. It was an awesome weekend, and I'll never forget that. It was a blast.
Yes, it was.
And then as well as Carlos, sorry you weren't able to make it, but all good. We will all definitely be out on the East Coast soon.
Yeah, 100%. Carlos, we'll meet up with you soon. No doubt about it.
Yeah. And then Jared as well down in New Zealand. Thank you so much for everything. And we'll be reaching out to you soon.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you all for your support. It really means a lot to us. It, it helps us do some of the other things that we're able to do. So we really do appreciate it. And we just want to give our love out to all of you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Well, then with that, I think the only thing there is to do is remind everybody to always say yes to that Hoppy ending.
Always say yes.
Cheers. And we'll see you in part 2.
The preceding podcast was produced by Sequoia Productions, LLC, copyright 2022, all rights reserved. If you enjoyed this show and you're looking for more, or even if you're looking for something a little different, check out the other amazing shows by Sequoia Productions, wherever you get your podcasts, or on sequoia.com.
Hoppy trails to brew until we drink again. Hoppy trails to brew. Keep sharing with your friends. Who cares about which IPA tastes better? ABV are just a couple letters. Hoppy trails to brews until we